Maximum Risk, or the movie where Jean-Claude Van Damme hangs off of things, is a 1996 action movie from director Ringo Lam. The movie begins with some accordion music, so you know we're in France. South of France, actually. Jean-Claude Van Damme is playing Suvorov, and is running away from these guys. The skinny guy's running after him while the fat guy's driving the car. Make of that what you will. Wow, they need to work on that home security. He steals a fruit cart and gets into a low to medium speed chase. In every action film set in France, sooner or later, they'll have a car chase in an alley, and they'll drive downstairs. The presumably bad guys crash into the cart, knocking Suvorov into the windshield of another car. So, the hero's dead? It's gonna be a very short movie then. Looks like we've got another Van Damme dual role. Sebastian goes to show his friend Alain, his exact twin he knows nothing about, is dead. He gives him the evidence they found on Suvorov, and has Alain impersonate him, which I'm sure is completely legal. They search his belongings and find he was headed to New York. I'll just keep this big pile of money. Alain talks to his mother, but she tells him that she had twins, but had to give one of them up. Alain goes to see his brother's lawyer to try to find out more about him. While on the way there, nope, this guy's totally not an assassin. Why do mercenaries always look the same? Just once I'd like to see an assassin that looks like Eddie Deason. No one would suspect him. They get to the office and it's on fire.
The man in the elevator!
Of course it was! Alain hears a voice, so he goes in to help. The lawyer's dead, but he finds a secretary who gives him his brother's adoption papers. The assassin returns and they get into a fight. Hey lady, maybe you should try to find your own way out. He throws the bad guy into the fire and, why are you still here? They safely escape and the paramedics wrap the secretary up like a baked potato. To find out what happened, Alain takes Suvorov's passport and goes to New York. He lands in New York and gets picked up by the most annoying cab driver.
I don't know what a penguin would be doing in a sandstorm. I mean, I guess they get lost in sand.
Please, stop ducking. Hello? Stop ducking.
Alain asks for his help. Oh, no. That means we're going to see more of him. Alain finds Martin, who knew Suvorov. He explains what happened, and Martin tells him about his brother, and how he used to be the guitarist for Gorky Park.
You should go back to France.
His trail takes him to a nightclub called Bohemia, where everyone thinks he's Suvorov. He gets taken into the back and, well, his day just got a lot better.
Don't even think about going to sleep. We got a lot of catching up to do.
This is Suvorov's girlfriend, Alex. She gives him a key to a hotel room, and he heads there. While on his way there, he runs into the Russian Mr. Clean and his henchmen. He takes them out and goes on his merry way. Oh, great, the cab driver's back.
I'll wait here for you.
Who said that?
I'll wait here for you.
Alain gets a room across the hall because he knows the bad guys are going to come looking for him. He hears Alex and lets her in. Call me old-fashioned, but I think making out with your dead twin's girlfriend is a bad idea. And here we have the trailer money shot number 1. Alain finally has a conscience and tells her the truth. Good thing too, because at that moment the evil Russian Ivan busts in across the hall.
Come here. John C.
Alain and Alex escape to the roof. Oh man, doors were so much easier to break in France. They head through the most modest strip club in New York and get to the street where an annoying cab driver sees them and picks them up. They manage to get away, but the cabbie was shot. Hey, the cab's still running. Why don't you move him over and drive him to the hospital? Oh my god, this death speech is longer than Trinity's. Oh well, good night, unfunny man. Why does he take the car keys? After watching a guy die in front of them, they go for coffee. Alex gets mad and leaves, but then comes back 5 seconds later. We find out the 2 goons from the beginning of the movie are crooked FBI agents. I think I have some video footage of the one guy when he was younger.
I'm an FBI agent!
Turns out Suvorov has info on FBI ties to the Russian mob that he was keeping in a bank vault. Alex takes Alain to Suvorov's home. They go inside and find the Russians already trashed the place. Or last night was a Super Bowl party. Since the movie has Natasha Henchard, it's time for some gratuitous nudity. One of the mobsters breaks in, so Alain beats the shit out of him until... Whoa, that's deep. They head to a cabin in the mountains to hide. The next day, the crooked FBI agents, Pellman and Loomis, find them. They tell them they want to help them to stop the Russian mobsters who want to kill them. Alain doesn't believe them, and well, that didn't take too long for them to show their true colors. He beats them up and they escape. Alain leaves Alex and goes to meet with Kirov, the head of the Russian mob. Leather furniture and a sweat lodge. How does this place not stink of wet balls? Alain tells Kirov about Suvorov, and that Ivan tried to kill him. What, should I keep playing? No one will be admitted into the theater during the riveting nail-filing scene. Alain asks Kirov for help. In exchange, he wants him to go to Nice to get the list from his brother's safe deposit box. That no longer matters because angry Russian guy kills Kirov. What's Gunther doing there? What's holding these towels on, super glue? Alan makes a daring escape. He jumps in front of a train, this guy gets run over, and he falls right onto the police. Alan's let out of the prison and those pants aren't hiding anything, you can see his whole area. He goes to see the feds have Alex. He agrees to go to Nice and get the list. They make it to Nice and are spending the night in a motel until the bank opens. Alan goes to the bathroom and Alex follows. Look, I know you're my dead brother's girlfriend and all, but we're probably gonna get killed tomorrow, so let's do this. Hey, Paul, thinking we should maybe fool around too? The next day they head to the bank. To up the stakes, Ivan has Sebastian. Pellman tries to go into the safe with Alan, but the bank only allows Suvorov. Alan opens the box to find all kinds of info to bring down the crooked feds and the Russian mob. The Russian assassin heads in and asks to open a security box. Why didn't I think of that? Alan opens another box filled with money, a gun, and a message from his brother. He has the evidence turned over to the American embassy and takes a cigarette to set off the fire alarm. On the way out, he sees the assassin killed the banker and took the evidence. Alan and the Russian then fight in the elevator. This elevator is full. Take the stairs. Alan kills him and gets the evidence back. Maybe you should put down the bloody knife. The police take Alan and the agents take Alex. The cops surround Ivan, and here's trailer money shot number 2. Ivan crashes the van, and Alan saves Sebastian. Even though it was gridlock a minute ago, Alan steals a car to chase the feds. They crash into a meat processing plant, and Alan takes Loomis out. Then some guy who's not Van Damme smashes through the wall to knock over Pellman. Chainsaw fight! Alan does some fancy gymnastics to take him out. Sebastian tells Alan the list led to dozens of arrests. Now Alan and Alex go to tell his mother that Alex used to date Suvorov, but now he's dead, so they're dating. Which isn't creepy at all. The movie was filmed mostly in Canada and Nice for about $25 million. Jean-Claude Van Damme seems to be a fan of playing dual roles. He did his biggest and most popular in 1991's Double Impact, then Maximum Risk in 1996, and then twice in 2001 with The Order and The Replicant. The movie went through a few name changes. First it was The Exchange, then Bloodstone, and finally Maximum Risk, because it sounded the most intense for an action flick. Maximum Risk is supposed to sound edgy, but it just sounds like a board game after several shots of tequila. Even though the movie before this, Sudden Death, wasn't a hit, Van Damme was still doing well with his career. He just had a guest appearance on Friends, the second most watched show in the US at the time. Later that year, he released his directorial debut, The Quest. With Maximum Risk, he suggested the studio bring in famous Asian director Ringo Lam. Lam worked with action legends like Jackie Chan and Chow Yun-fat, so bringing him in for his first American film starring Jean-Claude Van Damme was a good choice. Lam also directed the movie City on Fire, which was the film that Tarantino borrowed heavily from for his breakout film, Reservoir Dogs. Lam really knows how to shoot an action film. Maximum Risk, while not as visceral as some of his other films, is still a very solid and well-constructed action flick. This was Natasha Henchard's third movie. Her career blew up after her debut in Species. But after that, she never was quite able to get that level again, even with the sequel, Species 2. That's not to say she's a bad actress at all. She's always very good in the roles, and even poked fun at herself in the short-lived TV series, She Spies.
Hey guys, Species is on cable.
While this movie isn't as popular as many other Van Damme films, it should be. The story's good, the action sequences are great, and overall, it's a very entertaining flick. Of the action stars that came out of the 80s, like Steven Seagal and Michael Dudikoff, Van Damme is a constant favorite. His films seldom disappoint, and lately, they've been getting better and better. He's even played a villain a few times recently, in The Expendables 2 and Enemies Closer. Now he just needs to do some kind of alternate universe film, where he can play 3 characters. I'd pay good money to see that.
I could find like a penguin in a sandstorm. I don't know what a penguin would be doing in a sandstorm. I mean, I guess they get lost in sand.
Please, stop ducking. Hello? Stop ducking.